SPY getting really pretty weak here, relatively speaking. The momentum's down. The 8's what's moving down here, and if the 8's come back with the 15, that's not a good sign. So again, I'm in the trade, but we're going to see what it does here. Okay, we get a little bit of a bounce. I'll see if we get another little bit of a bounce. Hey Sam, how are you?
Members watching this KD being mentioned as a play off of the Nokia NVIDIA headlines. That's KD Kindle.
KD, Kindle, they say it's a play off the Nokia deal.
Members on that KD, traders are mentioning recent headlines in regards to Kindle and Nokia working together on data services enterprises. That's on KD.
Yeah, watching SPY just meander down. It's pretty weak.
On that KD, we are seeing a volume pop down to highs. That's on KD. Members, NOK, Nokia now open for call, up 20%. Nokia, NOK.
Nokia just opened. After being halted on that news, up 20%. SPY still drifting down here. Pretty decent loss on this thing right now, so again, I'm going to give a little bit of time. I didn't take a lot of contracts, so I got a little bit of room to just watch it to see if it goes up. I'm surprised the market's falling off like this, but it is what it is. Qs are holding up a little bit better. IWM holding right at the VWAP. So SPY's gotten kind of weak compared to the other indexes right now. Again, out of CCJ, took some profits at CCJ, about $80 a contract. Which actually was a bigger gain that I've got for a loss on the SPY, but
Members, watching these banks hitting new lows of the day, the BKX and the XLF at lows.
banks selling off here. Is the XLF, that's the financial XL ETF, moving down here. Goldman moving down. Morgan Stanley, I assume all these banks, yeah, all the banks are moving in unison. They're all selling off right now. Tesla's still moving up. Nice little pop in Tesla here. 470, 75 is resistance on it, about $5 higher than here. Again, CCJ, I'm out of that and took a profit in. Still on the SPY. Hey Gary, on the Schwab weekly ATM, is the key on the sell side to have enough premium to make assignment unlikely? Yeah, I mean that's part of it, of course. Yeah, and it's only Tuesday on Schwab. It's trading at 94.18. I think we sold for the puts for about $1.30 or so for the 95s. Can't remember exactly well, but again, if you get assigned, you just basically if you get assigned, you just buy the stock back and start selling puts for next week. On Schwab, the weekly ATM, what we're looking for is to have it hang around 95, and it's still inside that range. All I'm looking for is to stay in the range. See how it's staying above the 100-day, and the 100-day is at about we got 92.50, so it would have to fall below there for us to get into the money on the long puts. But right now, I'm not concerned about this. I'm just waiting to see what it does for the next couple of days. I wouldn't worry too much about assignment right yet. We're only 80 cents below the strike price, and we collected well more than that for the premium. I mean, it can happen. It can happen, and if it does, you just have to, you can either close the trade out and exercise the long puts, but I would just cover the position and sell puts again for next week. Ram Combine GLW in the gap, trying to close more of the gap. 127, Gary, yeah, that's 127. You got GLW. Yeah, nice little bounce in GLW today. I still like this stock for a swing trade. Not right now after earnings today, but still like it for a swing trade. It's bouncing pretty nicely this morning. Pull back on earnings. It's been a really strong stock for a good long time. Pull back today on earnings, but they're trying to recover here. You can see. Gap down here. Moving up. It's got on the daily chart on GLW. You got to get it above this 8 right here, because this was a pretty good gap down. And it's trying to fill it. Get gap. Obviously, the gap fill is up here around 88.50. So I'm with an entry around 465.50. Be a bad entry for Tesla. Let me look. Tesla. No, I mean any good if you want to go long, anything off of even off the 8 here. This is a pretty decent entry right there. Here is good. Here is good. Wait for it to pull back a little bit. It's got about a $5 room to the upside. Hey, Heaven, good morning. Hey, Sam. You're doing good. Not trading a whole lot. These moves feel pretty extended. They're very extended. I'm finding to be patient, ignore any FOMO. That's a good idea. Again, only thing I took today was CCJ, which I made some money in, and I'm in the SPY calls right now, which I'm down money on. But I'm going to hold them for a while and see how the SPY recovers here. See if it does. Other than that, I'm not doing anything in this market. It's a very, very flat market. You can see it's gapped up, pulled back. We got red for a while. Now we're just moving sideways. We're basically flat on the SPY right now for the day. Triple Qs also pretty flat. Pretty flat. Again, there's a lot of waiting for the Fed tomorrow. That's basically what's happening. This IWM pull back, bounced up, pull back, trying to bounce. Not a good day for trying to trade. Ruthie's busy. Huh? Oh, you got the chocolate potatoes. Gotta get them over here. Peter Nichols. Yeah, it's good. Good timing.
Bought everything that was
On sale.
on sale.
It was chilly. I can put my sweater on.
Yeah, I hung your,
Bathrobe up.
I hung it up in, no, yeah, but it's on a hook. So that, I like it.
Where do you want that set?
Too.
Shot?
Yep, I got my shot, and, they had a bunch of them, and they're only 99 cents.
Wow, good deal.
Yeah, you got that right.
Strawberries. Ooh, we got it all over your shoulders.
Huh?
It's all over
I
your
know,
back.
it's all over me. I didn't even I just rather make a mess, I just left it
Yeah, I
out.
don't blame you.
Yeah,
You
it's on
wanna
my
keep
back.
all these bags? What's that?
Yeah.
You say what way?
I'd say, is it all over my back?
I just took some of it, a little bit on that.
Okay, we're gonna flush your pickles.
Yes, we are.
I have to buy you new pickles for,
A month
Yeah.
or more.
oh, more than one. So the total was, it was 38 or 30 something.
$26.99.
No, but that was after the discount.
Oh, save $17. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
39%.
Pretty damn good.
That's very good.
I was not buying multiples of all this stuff. That's from CVS.
Huh?
That's from CVS. I had a, spend $20, get
Oh, yeah.
$10 off.
Yeah.
And so I got some,
Spend 20 and get 20 off.
10 off. Yeah, that would be a good deal.
It's only 50% off.
Yeah, that's a good deal. The Legend of the Dixie Bird. Oh boy, this guy looks like crap. He's got his shirt tucked in Uncle Lisa's pants.
On ADBE, Adobe and Google Cloud expand strategic partnership to advance the future of creative AI. That's on ADBE, Adobe.
Cold.
You want up a little bit?
On GFS, plans a €1 billion investment to expand chip manufacturing in Germany. That's in
Okay. And I helped my wife with a couple of things. Just watching the SPY Johnson back up again. I was very stubborn on the SPY thing this morning. I generally would have dumped it, but I just think it's going to bounce back up again and at least get back to even. If not, actually make some money. We'll see. It's heading for the VWAP right now. I'm not really not doing too much here. Let me just see if we have any questions. Look at our YouTube folks. All right, and any questions from the room? All right, thanks, Ryan. Guess what you struggle with the S is if I took the entry too high on the breakout candle of the 8, off the 8, like 465.50. It's high up in that candle, so there's an inevitable pullback to weather. You're talking about on Tesla. I mean, you know, when you're trading these things, if you just take the bounce off of one of your levels here, VWAP 15 or 8. If you take it off the as it bounces off of that, just like that, you just take it there, even if it's somewhere in that candle, that's fine. I mean, that if you're going to take it and trade it, then that becomes your stop. If you trade off the 8 to stop, trade off the 15 you stop. When they're close together, you can use them in conjunction with each other. But you know, you're trying to chase it, take it right off of a move. Like up here, if you took it off halfway up this candle right in here, that's fine. You know, the stock's gonna pull back on you. You know, stocks don't just keep going in one direction. That's why you want to take it off of a support level. And you're not going to hit it right on the support level. You're going to get in as it breaks off the support level. So you obviously have risk in any trade that you take like that. But you're trying to minimize that. Am I being lean when you SPY long since we're in a very bullish market? I'm being lenient because I think that the market's waiting for tomorrow, and I just don't think there's going to be any big huge sell-offs or pops. I don't think it's going to move an awful lot. So I'm sticking with it and see if I get a bounce. It might not. Might come right after the VWAP and fail. But I mean, it's this bounce right here brought back a lot of premium into my call. So.
Members, following the pre-show on that video, we are going to be posting the new link for the TDC keynote with Jensen Huang. That's going to be posted in the news desk momentarily.
NVIDIA is going to be talking here in just a little bit. They got a conference today. The CEO Jensen Huang is going to be talking. So we'll see what they have to say. Tesla continuing up. Nice little move in Tesla today. Almost 3%. Again, 470.75 is the resistance on Tesla. $5. CCJ still moving sideways again. I was able to get out of that for $80 of contract profit, and I'm still in the SPY right now. Now, this is a very difficult day for trading. It's just not much point in spending a lot of time trying to trade. Tesla's been pretty good, but again, there's been a lot of pullbacks. Things are just not moving straight up. There's chopping all over the place. Tesla moved up, came down. Still looking pretty good though. Amazon looking pretty good today. Again, earnings on the 30th. All these stocks are main stocks are Amazon, Google, Apple. All these stocks have earnings this week. Amazon on the 30th. There's a nice little move in Amazon right there. See how Nvidia moves with the conference here today.
Members, that NVIDIA keynote event has begun.
I got internals coming in. SPY still moving up. IWM bouncing. Triple Q's also bouncing pretty strong here. Microsoft was kind of moving sideways. Again, watch Nvidia for a move. Amazon with a nice move up.
Circulations, Israeli Prime Minister orders military to immediately carry out attacks in Gaza.
Okay, I took the SPY calls off. I took a loss on them, but not actually a pretty small loss, considering. I lost about 28 cents. So I lost 28 on the SPY, and I made 80 on the CCJ. So I came out good for the day, but I mean, it was a lot of time for nothing, basically. Would have been better off just watching. Anyway, I'm out of the SPY. Took a relatively small loss on the SPY, and took a decent sized gain in CCJ. Hey, Shy pointing out to Rum Kamal. Tesla moves, you have to be ready for a $2 swings against you, otherwise you have no business being in such a volatile stock. It's true. I mean, Tesla moves a lot. It's very expensive. It has a lot of volatility, and when you get into it, you got to take a position size that allows you to withstand some drawdowns. Otherwise, you're gonna get flushed out of it.
In regards to Israel PM ordering immediate attacks in Gaza.
How's the SPY trade going, Joseph? I just got out of it for about a 38-cent loss. Get back up above the VWAP, and I don't think the market's going to do that much today, and I was able to get back to a fairly small loss after being down quite a bit down here, so I took it off. Again, it's back below the VWAP. It may just chop around, so I'm done with that, and I took profits of CCJ. So my 2 trades that I put on are all done with. I ended up making about well, I had more CCJ calls than SPY calls, so 80 minus. Made about 60 cents on the $60 a contract overall. Is it right? Had to step away, but took 20 cents a contract on Tesla. Okay. Lots of tiny bars today. Certainly is, Anthony. Lots of tiny bars. We're waiting on the Fed. Waiting on the Fed. Market internal starting to move up here. Again, I'm out of my SPY calls, and I'm out of my CCJ calls. So had a net profit overall, but was a long wait for a small profit, relatively small profit. Again, as I said earlier in the day, this is a waiting day for the Fed tomorrow. This likely not you have to find some stocks that are outperforming. CTJ was nice this morning, but I had to wait forever to get any profits in it. Again, I took SPY, went against me pretty hard, bounced back up again, so I took it off with a small loss. I'm toying with trading Tesla, but I haven't taken it yet today. Again, it got above the key level we were looking at, which was 457.51, and now it's got resistance at 470.75.
Intuitive, versatile features. Empowering connectivity. Focus on what matters with intelligent support and Intel Core Ultra processors.
It is a monster, a Category 5. Hurricane Melissa, winds 185 miles per hour. It is making landfall right now.
There it is. This is the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. Moving a little quicker. I guess that's better. Obviously, it won't be in the strongest of the winds for as long if it were moving slower. But nonetheless, this thing continues to be a very powerful. I mean, you're getting to almost the tip of how strong these things can get, moving right now into the western portions of the island.
The worst of the weather is on the western side of the island. You can see that eye. Now, landfall is officially called when the center of the hurricane crosses the coastline. So we're not there yet. We're sitting in that northern eye wall right now along the coast. And we've been watching from a satellite perspective this little wobble that the storm has taken. It's just kind of making an excruciating stay along the coast right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And wobbles in this type of situation can matter quite a bit.
Did you know rainfall flooding has recently been the single deadliest hurricane threat? Water threats continue to make up more than 80% of all storm fatalities. In 2017, several feet of rainfall from Hurricane Harvey killed 65 people in Texas. Even tropical storms have produced enough rain to kill dozens of people. Flooding fatalities can occur hundreds of miles from where a hurricane makes landfall. Hurricane Ida drowned people in New York City more than 1,000 miles away from the storm's landfall point. Storm surge remains another serious killer. Ian's surge caused more than half of the storm's direct death toll. It's important to remember, hurricanes can also be deadly before and long after they hit land.
Need a professional document translation? Meet the Spanish Group, an internationally certified translation service with more than 10 years of experience and fluent in over 90 languages. We translate legal documents, immigration documents, employee handbooks, and more.
Which is worse, the annoying neighbor who just won't go away, or an awful house guest who comes in hot and leaves just as quickly? Both are bad news, but that neighbor who will not leave is one we all want gone. Hurricanes or tropical storms that don't want to move on can end up being worse than a stronger but quicker one. The sluggish storms can drive rain and wind for days. In fact, even weaker ones can bring feet of rain before they get an eviction notice. They also tend to pile up water along the coast, which causes prolonged water damage to homes and other structures. Storms stuck at the coast can also bring days of tropical storm force winds. This can wear down trees and other infrastructure. Keep this in mind the next time a weaker tropical system comes your way.
Spectrum powers literally everything at this hotel. Checking in guests, checking out guests, running their credit cards, the entertainment. I could not imagine running my business without Spectrum.
All right, sorry, I had to step away for just a second. Again, I'm out of the SPY, I'm out of CCJ, I'm out of everything. Well, the two positions are in, but that's my end of my day trades for today so far. Again, I'm not really looking to rush into anything here. Tesla was a decent one, but again, you got to be nimble on these. You have to be able to get in and out of these pretty quickly, because these pullbacks, especially in Tesla, these $2 and $3, $4 pullbacks can really get you a little bit nervous if you're in a trade. but it looks pretty nice. I mean, it still looks pretty good. Again, I was in CCJ. That was a decent profit, and I took a loss on the SPY Super System trade on the SPY. That's my first loss in 2 weeks, by the way, on SPY Super System trades. All right. Not too much, really not an awful lot to say here right now. SPY's trying to pull back again right now. Market internals have just jumped up and down, up and down. They're just jumping up and down all over the place. This is just a wait and see day for the Fed tomorrow. NVIDIA, which has got a conference going on right now, moving up a little bit. Amazon pretty strong today. Pretty nice little move in Amazon. Microsoft had a good move this morning. Again, earnings here this week on these stocks. Microsoft reporting tomorrow. All right, let's see, we got any other questions here? Again, it's about almost 12:27, about 12:30. Just not a good day for trading. Very, very poor. Hey, Doug, how many cents lost on SPY? 38 cents to Doug. Hey, Dennis, how do I change my phone number for alerts? You have to give that to Rory. If you put it here in the question box, I'll pick it up. I can give it to him if you want. I haven't done any alerts, by the way, in a while. You notice we've got nothing on alerted right now. Market's at an all-time high. It's gapped up 2 days in a row, almost 3 days in a row. So I'm not alerting anything right now because I can't really swing anything right now, especially with the Fed. What do I think of Irene for a long? Alexandra, Irene? It's okay. It's got earnings next week. Earnings on the 6th. Decent long, though. It's a decent setup on capital markets. It looks pretty good. The daily chart looks decent. We've had a pullback, dip below the 8 and 15. Now we're moving up above it. We've got resistance right up here, but it's got earnings in a week, so you've got to be aware of that. There's a SPY with a push above the VWAP again here. Then if you want to change your number, just let Rory know, or if you pop it in here in the question box, I'll give it to him. I'm up on 1230. I bounce back up again. But again, I took my SPY loss at the $38 loss per contract. So I'm done with that. And we got, these sideways moves, there's a lot of time decay comes out of that, so I'm basically happy with that. Could have made about an extra dime if I'd waited this long, but not worth it. Goes Tesla again. Nice move up. Q's pushing here now. It's pretty volatile. Pretty volatile candles. Some pretty interesting candles here. Got some pops in there and then some profit taking coming in.
Wall Street Journal on this pop. Trump and Xi to discuss lowering China tariffs for fentanyl crackdown.
Trump is discussing lowering China tariffs for a fentanyl crackdown. Again, this is what's popping the market. Talk about lowering. Again, this is all speculation. Again, remember, this isn't even really news. This is speculation, and this is what the algos are trading off of right now. They're reading about the potential reduction in China tariffs. So boom, up it goes, and then of course the other algos sell it off. That's what's doing that. It's news. Again, the market is news driven or speculation driven, if you prefer, because this isn't really news. It's speculation, and that's what you get. Again, when you see that kind of stuff, it's always typically news, and huge amount of volatility goes into the option premiums when that happens. If you're in something, you want to try to grab it and get out of it when you can, because the SPY calls shot up and then came right back down again. I mean, that's really quite a candle here. Again, that's a you want it a speculation event. You know,
Probably just an update on.
anytime you see a news or a post, it says something about thinking about, talking about, discussing, maybe. I mean, you know, it's not doesn't mean it's going to happen. And the market, of course, overreacts to all these things. CCJ doing good. Chinese stocks, you see, they bounced on that news. You can see the spikes on them. Tesla, but not really participating. Hey, Lucille, every time you see a candle like that, you think, okay, what does someone just say? That's exactly what you should think when you see that. What they say, or somebody posted something, again, it's that they don't last long. Thanks, Dennis. I'll give that to Rory. Hey, Dennis, I'll give that number to Rory. Thank you. Jamal, what just happened? The usual. Trump is over talking about Chinese tariffs, how they might lower them to fight fentanyl, and of course, whoop, up we go, and down we come. You know, might, perhaps, discussing. None of this means anything until it actually gets done. And the market typically always reacts. That was a really quick overreaction, and it dropped right back down again. William, nice SoFi Super System win. Nice job. Joseph, as you analyze the 5-minute on the NQ, that 8 EMA crossover on the 1 minute was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, if you're down to that kind of a level, yeah. I don't use the 1, but yeah. What did Trump just say? It's what he said. The discussing lowering the China tariffs for fentanyl. There's not going to be any 100% tariffs on China. You know, that's what spooked the market. It's, in my opinion, it's not going to happen. They'll hedge it or do something or say something, but they're not going to put 100% tariffs on China. I mean, it would be way too costly to the United States. Tesla pulling back now. CCJ moved up nicely there, up to 107. Amazon pulling back a little bit here. That was the excitement for the day so far. Watch NVIDIA again. They still got the conference going on at NVIDIA. Moving up pretty nicely here. Latest news out of them is NVIDIA is partnering with the Department of Energy to build 7 new AI supercomputers. Hey Joseph, those crossovers of the 8 crossing the 15 are actually pretty effective. But you know, you've got to take other things into consideration, like what's the trend been, and also what's the momentum look like, and what's the breakout look like? If you got a nice support level or a resistance level, usually when the 8's breaking through the 15, obviously you got the 8 as support if it's breaking through there. Typically, not always, but a lot of times like in this NVIDIA right here, you notice that when the 8 crosses the 15 right here, 15 is right here, and the 8 comes up above it. The 8 here coming up through the 15 right there. Typically is a decent entry, but of course you have the VWAP right here to also get through. But yeah, those are pretty good setups. About 12:42, I'm going to take lunch here in just a little bit. Again, haven't done much today except take CCJ for a little profit and SPY for a little loss. NVIDIA moving here again. They've got a conference going on right now. They're putting $1 billion into Nokia, which obviously gapped up 20-something% now. Again, I'm still in this HPE, looking for, I got 2450 calls in this. They're also involved in with the Department of Energy, with AMD, for these supercomputers that they're building, AI supercomputers that they're building. That's one I took yesterday. I said I was going to hold it, see what it does today. It's moving up pretty nicely. It's actually on the daily chart, it's actually in a gap fill right here. Got room up to about $25 or so. And again, I got 24 calls that I paid, I think 49 cents for. Pretty much a day just to wait and watch and see what happens tomorrow. You know, that little candle there gave you a little excitement. And it you know, in a situation like this, if you happen to have a sell order in on the SPY, for example, you'd make out really well because a lot of volatility came into the premiums here. But then it came right back down again. Qs too, not quite as dramatic as the SPY, and IWM even less dramatic. Tesla pulling back from 467. All right, I'm going to stop and get some lunch. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the YouTube. Thank you very much, you folks in YouTube today. I appreciate you coming in and watching. It's a pretty slow day, really. A pretty slow day, but a lot of just sideways motion waiting on the Fed tomorrow. Not a good day to be trading. Really not a good day to put a lot of trades on. I put on 2 CCJ and S in the SPY. Lost on the SPY about $38 per contract and made $80 a contract my CCJ calls. So all in all, up for the day, but it's just hardly worth trading, really. The best day, like on a day like this, is you just sit on your hands, look for some outstanding stocks. Perhaps you can take some stocks for intraday trades for long or short if they're relative strength to the market or relative weakness to the market. Tesla's been a decent one today, but not an awful lot to trade, really. Just not an awful lot. Without the market behind you, it's really hard. Hey Sam, thank you, Lucille. See everybody on YouTube tomorrow. I'm going to close down the broadcast. We'll see you on Wednesday. Again, Fed Day tomorrow, 2 o'clock. The Fed doing their interest rate cut most likely, and 25 basis point likely coming up. And then, of course, Powell's news conference at 2:30. All right, we'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a great afternoon.